Hello and welcome to tonight's SBC News. In the news today, Condor Airline resumed its direct flights between Frankfurt, Germany and the Seychelles as of today after a 10-month absence following the difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The first flight, which landed with 160 German passengers on board, will depart this evening. The airline will operate a weekly flight. The Tourism Department's Destination Marketing Director, Bernadette Villemain, said the arrival of the Condor flight is good news for the tourism industry because of its potential to bring in more visitors.
It was around 6:30 a.m. that Condor landed at the international airport. After almost a year of absence, a water cannon welcome was what awaited the Boeing 767 plane carrying over 160 passengers this morning. Germany was once the leading tourism market, but with the COVID-19 pandemic, things have been different. However, the direct flight had been much awaited.
We had so a long break to stay at home because of Corona, and now we are so happy to be here.
And how did you find flying during the pandemic?
Yes, it's a little bit different because of the masks, you see, but and you also have regulations. You have to make a test before, and you have to make the registration. But if you have done the first time, you see it's easy.
Oh, I think it was very well prepared. So we got all tested, and the flight itself was quite okay. So we had no turbulences or anything else. So everything's fine.
The weekly Condor flight, direct from Frankfurt, Germany, is expected to boost the number of visitors to Seychelles from the German and neighboring Western European markets. The flight, which arrived this morning, is scheduled to leave later tonight.
5 Seychelles staff of Club Med Seychelles will have the opportunity to work and develop further in some of Club Med's other hotels worldwide. The 5 workers have been chosen following their devotion in qualities they have shown. This follows a presentation of certificates the hotel organized for its staff who had followed internal courses. The minister responsible for employment, PATRICIA, thanked the hotel for keeping its promise to have the Seychellois at the core of their development.
And when we first met Club Med, we had an agreement. We said recruit, recruit, recruit. And it was, you worked very closely with us, and all the time you cooperated with us. We followed the journey with you completely. And what I like the most is what you promised you delivering tonight. And that was to ensure that our Seychellois also gets very good opportunities to be trained locally, but also get opportunities to go abroad. And this is why today was not so difficult for me to come and be here to actually see this in action. So I like the fact that you kept your word, and that is crucial for us. But of course, we have a group of expatriate workers who Club Med depends on. And again, we say thank you to you as well, because without you, Club Med cannot function. But we also like the fact that you share the expertise to our locals as well. So the message for everybody out there, the opportunities are here. Grab them, get the opportunities, and look, today is the testimony to say that when you work hard, you get rewards, and when you get rewards, you get more opportunities.
The Seychelles Trading Company, the STC, organized a day of celebration marking the 6th anniversary of the hypermarket. The reduction on certain goods, gifts and lotteries were among the benefits that the STC offered its customers today to celebrate the 6 years of existence of the Boîte-Rose hypermarket. The company's marketing manager, Betty Underwood, said that this was a sign of appreciation to their customers. 2 students have marked the 155th anniversary of the arrival of vanilla in Seychelles with a special planting ceremony at the National Museum of History. They sowed specimens of the flavoursome and precious orchid that once created hundreds of jobs and brought huge wealth to landowners. A commemorative plaque was unveiled following a talk and discussion about vanilla's historical importance in the country's development.
Digging into the past, History Museum Club members Yannick and GAIL sowed vanilla plants marking 155 years since its arrival here. They're a new generation finding out how an orchid that originated in Mexico helped put Seychelles on the map.
I learned about the exportation, the years, and I learned about the money Seychelles got from exporting vanilla. And to learn more about my ancestors, that's why it matters to me.
We are sensitizing the public in general, especially the youth and the young people, to continue to upgrade their knowledge on the different topics of our history and cultural heritage.
Historian Tony Mathiot earlier told an invited audience how French colonists introduced the plant in 1866, but it was a 12-year-old slave who worked out that you could pollinate the plant by hand.
In an act of almost, I would say, impulsive frivolity, accomplished a botanical feat that actually launched the vanilla industry in the ocean.
In the boom years at the turn of last century, Seychelles was producing around 500,000 kilos of vanilla, but the trade all but vanished when synthetic alternatives arrived in the 1960s. Still, some believe the old industry isn't dead yet.
We will never be able to compete with Madagascar. It's evident. Yeah, but we would like if we can at least be within among the players.
A commemorative plaque was unveiled to mark the occasion within sight of the country's most famous landmark, a measure perhaps of the importance vanilla once played in the making of modern Seychelles.
Students of the Seychelles Maritime Academy helped clean up the sea area that borders their school. Students and staff of the Seychelles Maritime Academy spent a day outdoor to clean the sea. They were working with the 4 divers who have initiated the Clean Up the Ocean project. Amongst the items collected was a piece of metal that had a strange coral formation attached to it, but that was not what caught their attention the most.
A total of 16 students and 9 staff of the Seychelles Maritime Academy had their flippers on, ready for an arduous task. Several pieces of metal were pulled out of the coast and sea area surrounding their academy. The cleanup was done to coincide with the World Maritime Week and Clean Up the World campaign. The area at Providence, where they were cleaning, borders with one of the 3 main areas identified by the 4 divers who initiated the Clean Up Ocean project. 6 of the students worked directly under their supervision. Marcus QUATRE says they were very motivated.
It's a successful day. Safety was our main priority today, and we did a great cleanup with the schools. And everyone that participated, there was some cleaning up on shore and some snorkeling, some was diving, and it was really nice. We really encourage the students that are looking forward to join us for the next cleanup. So we hope they understand the fact of cleaning underwater and keeping it clean, so as to spread the information to everyone in Seychelles and around the world.
Amongst the metals they pulled out was a rusty boat ladder. Attached to it was a large piece of coral in the shape of a skull. But it wasn't the strange coral formation that got their attention. JEAN-MARC AMELIE says it is the fact that corals are growing on metals that are decaying.
There's corals growing on the pieces of metal, and it's pretty much absorbing whatever is in the metal decay, you can say. And you have no idea if this has a good or bad effect. It looks bad instead of good for the coral, because this does not look like something the coral should be feeding on.
Save our ocean! Those are our main stories so far this Saturday evening. Join me again at 8. Bye for now.